And before we hear it in the comments, Natalie Portman famously went to Harvard at the same time as Mark Zuckerberg.
Can I give you 3 things that I'm told are extremely Harvard, and then if you'd be kind enough to explain it as much detail as possible, I'd appreciate it. Okay. The freshman 15 list, Primal Scream, finals clubs.
So freshman 15 list was the hottest freshmen's. You don't say freshmen's. You say freshmen. That's the Spies talk. I'm just gonna blame everything stupid I say on the Spies.
Because I'm sure some people are going to comment on that.
Right.
So
yeah, she talked about that. I listened to her on a podcast recently, and she talked about good old Zuckerberg.
Kind of weird. Yeah. Sorry.
She's a stuffed Mark Zuckerberg in a locker.
It's just all of us hanging out at Harvard. Yeah. Sorry, Ashley. Please continue with your thoughts.
I mean, I think we're coming fresh off of the Bee Gee documentary, but I was thinking about music written specifically for a movie, like Simon and Garfunkel, or the Bee Gees for Saturday Night Fever, Josie and the Pussycats.
We don't care what they say. We'll be alright. We'll be okay.
Like,
save the best for last.
Yeah.
Or
but really, like
that movie with Jeff Bridges where he plays a country star. I can't remember. Or not Jeff
Crazy
Bridges.
Heart?
Yeah.
Crazy Heart.
Yeah, like that movie had really good music.
Yeah.
Like I saw that with my mom, and she loves country music, and I was like, like you could buy it. Like, yeah, he's an aged out, washed up country star on his last legs, and it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, they set the bar pretty high, and I just don't really think that Sia. I mean, she's good, she's fine, but like, she just, I don't think is in like that arena realm of like that spectacle sort of song.
If you were to judge her performance by stuff in a room, you would say she didn't make it to the chandelier then, right? Like, she shouldn't get that high up.
Boo!
Come on.
No, I liked
that bad.
I liked it. I'm just jealous because I couldn't think of any other Sia puns.
See you later. I'm out of here.
Okay. I gotta mute someone. Where's my mute button?
MVP.
I will not be outpunned on my pod. I mean, you brought something up. I think this discussion has kind of led us to kind of where I want to go, because like Fuzzy went in completely blind. I mean, I watched the trailer multiple times as well. And then I think if you watch the trailer and watch the movie, it still isn't quite what you thought it was going to be, because the trailer, the first half of it almost, I believe, is the last 15 minutes of the movie. Like, it's just the performance, the concert and stuff. So I went into this thinking like, oh, cool, we're going to get like, I don't know, like an Almost Famous kind of thing where we just watch her go around from stadium to stadium and see what happens, like see how stuff goes. Like I wasn't anticipating literally half the movie being about her like under the age of 20, you know, like kind of growing up. So just kind of different than I expected. Also not seeing Natalie Portman for half the movie was also interesting. You know, it's an interesting move because she is the face of the poster. It's her. And then we don't see her for almost an hour. So I don't know. This movie just kind of like subverted my expectations. Yeah, Ashley, what were you going to say?
I just think it's kind of insane that she has top billing when her co-star played 2 roles. She was in the entire movie playing 2 different people. So
I feel like they were like, we've got Natalie Portman in this movie that's going to be tough for a lot of people. Like, we've got to put her name and her face on the thing, you know, like.
Yeah.
It's true. And I appreciate you not bringing up the fact that when the second half started and her daughter came down, I was like, oh, it looks like her when she was younger.
Yeah,
that was her.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it
like,
does.
Oh, she looks so familiar. Where have I seen her before?
Great casting.
Was it from 5
that
minutes ago?
That manager looks familiar too.
Hey, is that still Jude
That guy
Law?
looks just like Jude Law.
That's crazy.
Well, it was like when we watched High Fidelity on Hulu, and you were like,
oh my God.
That girl, she looks like that girl from the Cosby Show, because that's her mom.
Like, I knew Lenny Kravitz was her dad, but it's like, man, she also looks like the sister from Cosby Show. Like, yeah, that's
Why can't I think of her real name?
Lisa Bonet, right?
Lisa Bonet.
Yeah. Oh man. Always fun over here. It's like,
Ben's
wait,
taking
is that
some
that
lumps
person?
in this pod.
Yeah. The string's going to be gone.
I didn't bring it up. You.
I know. That's totally fair. One thing I want to talk about, like with the movie kind of like subverting our expectations and maybe tying it into our favorite scenes, you know, if you can, or if you want to bring that up. Mine was the beginning, and I was on pins and needles that whole time that we're on the long shot of the teacher.
Yeah.
So I was like, something's happening. She's talking to people and we're not seeing the people. That's never a good sign when we don't do like a cut to.
Yeah.
And I was stressed the whole time. I was like, oh, she's just going to get like blown away from the side. Like I was kind of just like, you know, kind of in between my fingers watching. I was like, oh, something's going to happen here. But then it was almost even just as abrupt when it actually happens. And we actually like go behind him and watch him walk in the room and like say his name twice. She's like, yeah, I know who you are. And yeah, I don't know, that for me, it sounds super weird, but that was the part, I guess, that hooked me the first time I watched it. And I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm getting into, but I like how it's being executed, so to speak. I was like, I like the way that this is being done. I'm on board. Let's see what happens here. And this was the guy's only like his second movie. He's an actor, Brady Corbet. Like he was in the remake of Funny Games, and what else was he in?
Have you guys seen Funny Games? You guys don't like kind of creepy, scary stuff, right?
I'm not a huge fan of that.
Yeah.
That genre.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't jump for it right away. So just
It's pretty gruesome. Like, these two young, like, hot guys take this family hostage at their beach house. And they just torture them for like 24 hours.
Sounds
it's not
fun.
really that fun.
If you're a patron, you can make us watch it.
Oh,
sounds like
how
The
dare you.
Strangers, but like set
put
in the
that in-
Northeast.
He's good in it, but it's interesting. I think I don't know of any others. I'm sure they exist, but like the director made it in Germany. So like somewhere in Europe, and then he remade his own movie. Like shot for shot, it's the same. It's just in English with Naomi Watts.
Interesting.